What is up, everyone? This is Quarter Recall. We're in store for a spicy show today.
Yeah.
This is the live show. We take a look back at what's going on in pop culture 25 years ago. Leo's my lovely co-host here. Leo, say hi.
Thank you. Hey, happy to be here.
My
Thanks
dog
as always.
is so weird.
Yeah, I know. What did he do this time?
Every time I go to the bathroom, like, if I don't close the door all the way, he'll push the door open. And you think it's because he wants to, like, come in or something because he's, like, misses you.
Yeah.
But he'll push it open. Then he'll just stare at me and just walk away.
He just wants an opportunity to judge you.
Yeah. He's like...
It's like, ew.
He's like, you call that pissing? And he just bails. And I'm just like...
It's like, fucking weak, bro. Fucking weak.
Fucking weak stream, bro.
I could do better than that.
Weak stream. Yeah. He's such a little piece of shit. I hate him. I hate him so much.
He's a little spoiled boy.
Yeah, I hate him so much. So, Leo, before we go back to the past, I gotta pop this Diet Coke.
Oh yeah, that was a nice little ASMR.
Yeah, maybe
pop sound.
Maybe I should do that for every show. Before we go back to the past, Leo, what'd you get into this week?
It was a pretty fun week. It was pretty good. I finished Necromunda, the 401k or
401k, huh?
401k game where you manage your mutual fund.
Yeah, I finished my Roth IRA game. So
yeah, I finished my high yield savings account application on Capital One. It was so fun.
So fun.
Now I finished that game and it was fun. I don't have much more to say about it other than that. Yeah, it was cool. I really enjoyed it and it was fun beating the shit out of it. And I really am a huge advocate for games that are 12 hours long. I love it. I feel like I got a lot of value out of it, and I really rinsed the entire game, and it was 12 hours, and I was so satisfied to be done with it after 12 hours.
So like 12 or less, or just 12?
Well, I finished it in 12, but I feel like I'm sure there's more stuff I could have done, but I feel like I didn't 100% it, but I 80%ed it, which is enough for me. And it just felt so nice to be like, here's a game. I'm going to start it. By the time you start getting tired of it, it's almost over. And then you beat it and you feel like you got all of it. And that's a really good number for me right now where I am in my life. 12 hours. 12-hour games. Yes, please.
12 hours is your number, huh?
Yeah, I think so. But the other game I played, and I'd love to talk to you about this. I want to get this right out there. I'm not trying to start a fight. I'm not trying to, drag you or get too spicy here.
I'm loving this.
I just have to tell you my honest opinion. I played Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Which I haven't actually, Super Mario Brothers is a classic example of a game you get an SNES emulator running and you boot that up and the first couple levels on Dinosaur Island and you just play a little bit and it's classic. But I tried to really play it and I played it for a while. And I don't think it's aged that well. I think it's obviously a very important game. So I'm not attacking the legacy it's created, and I love modern Mario games a lot. But I don't think Super Mario Brothers is actually that great of a game to play now. It's not very fun. The movement's not great. The art direction is... I know that now modern Nintendo has really coalesced Mario into a pretty compelling and fun universe. When you play Super Mario Brothers now, it makes no fucking sense at all. It is just such a bizarre amalgamation of different creative influences that don't stick together in any way, shape, or form. And again, it's hard to recognize that now because they've managed to kind of force it together in the modern Mario universe. But it really does not make any sense at all. It has no cohesive art direction at all. And it's just not that fun to play. The movement's not very good. Mario's very slow and deliberate in a way that's not very good. Do you remember how shitty the Ghost House were? There were these bizarre puzzles that you had to solve that there was no contextualization whatsoever. You just kind of had to guess. It was a weird RNG game. I don't know, man. It was very strange going back to it as a game that's so highly praised.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
What do you think about that?
I don't disagree. I know you thought we were going to get spicy and I was going to fight you and say Mario's the best game.
No, I wasn't. It was more just, our legacy of Mario vs. Sonic, and we don't have to contextualize it that way. But I guess what I was curious about is the last time you actually played Super Mario Brothers Yeah, just sort of your thoughts in general.
Yeah, I think Mario 1 is not the funnest game to play. I will go as far to say most like truly retro games like Atari games suck to play. Right?
Yeah.
They're not fun. They're just too old. They just don't really have the
You can get fun out of them if you try, but it doesn't come naturally.
yeah, they don't really have the tool set to to really be fun in a modern context, right?
Yeah.
And I just think that's ultimately true, right? I think Mario is important not because it was so fun to play, but because it just did a lot of things that we hadn't really seen in games before, right? Like backgrounds didn't scroll, before Mario, right? Like Koji Kondo killed it on the soundtrack for Mario.
That is what I wanted to say. Is the one thing that stood out to me is completely unimpeachable. Is the music is fucking awesome.
Yeah, fucking
to
incredible.
This day, like even by the SNES standards, and I think it was a launch game, right?
It was a launch game, yeah.
It sounds incredible, even purely SNES sound effects. Like the music that was the one thing that stood out as absolutely ageless.
Yeah, so I tend to agree with you in that context, right? I feel like honestly Mario 3 is where Mario really came into itself as a game, you know what I mean, where it really took off in a different way and kind of expanded and there's more to it. Mario 1 is a very simple game. But you just got to think of like what was out at the time when Super Mario Bros. Came out. Let's see. I think it was what was Super Mario Bros. 80.
The first one was 85, I think.
85.
Maybe 84 in Japan or something like that.
Let's say video games.
Before I was born.
1985. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at, Gauntlet, Commando. A lot of these are arcade games like Space Harrier. Like, there was no games at home at that time that were like kind of that ilk, right? And so I just think that's kind of why Mario. It was a step in a generation that kind of hadn't really happened in home consoles, right?
Yeah, but Super Mario World specifically, for the Super Nintendo is like I guess what I was mostly taken aback about was the way that we just accepted the bizarre art direction. And I'm not the first person to point this out, obviously, but like the Mushroom Kingdom before it was more cohesively developed by a giant corporation into a pretty fun and cool universe. Like when you play Super Mario World, it is an insane assortment of bizarre ideas that are just smashed together in a pretty inelegant way, I think. And I don't know. People give it a pass for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I really think it's just like what was around it at the time, right? I really think that is. I mean, like what else was available to a home console at that time, right? And there's just a lot of limitations. And I don't know. I'm sure you've watched that. I don't remember who made the documentary, the Super Mario documentary, about kind of the development of Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario World. And it was in duress, right? Like getting Mario out because it was a massive game for the time. Like it was just took more people and required more assets and was bigger.
And it was probably like 20 people.
Yeah, it was, but at that time, bigger than anything that was being made.
No, totally.
Right.
I'm not. Yeah.
And the
minimizing
technology.
That, it's just funny the way the scale has changed.
And the technologies and the tool sets they had to make for it were like insane, right? So, but granted, I would say it's probably, if I do rank all the Mario games in the bottom quarter of them, if I had to say like playing them now, like how fun they are, I think for importance, right, it's probably one of the top 3. But
yeah, very important, no question, and still fun to play. Like I had fun playing it. I was just more sort of taken aback by how weirdly inelegant it felt as far as art direction and stuff. And not to bring it to Sonic, because Sonic did come out after. Not way after.
91?
Yeah, 91 versus when did Super Mario World come out?
Super Mario World?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Super Mario World's a much better game than Sonic.
It's not, though. Maybe
Super
it is.
Mario World is much...
So this is why I thought it gets spicy. I'm not saying it's as far as actual gameplay, but I do think it's fair to say, I genuinely believe this, that When the first Sonic came out, it had a much more cohesive art direction and a way more interesting style than Super Mario World, which is just a bizarre amalgamation of so many strange influences, all sort of smashed together very inelegantly. And say what you want about Sonic's like art direction or whatever, but at least it was cohesive and made sense, and you're not just like when you jump into the first level of the Green Hill Zone for Sonic 1, you're like, oh yeah, I get it. It's weird hedgehog and everyone's like anthropomorphic animals and they're fighting robots.
Wait,
when you play Super Mario World,
you
you're
get
just
it?
like, what is this?
You're
What
so
the hell
dumb.
is going on?
You're so dumb. You jump into Sonic and you get it.
I guess I just mean like aesthetically, like it's cohesive. Super Mario World makes no sense. There's dinosaurs, there's ghosts, there's fucking mushroom people. There's like, it's this weird. I don't know why old Mario got a pass for just being completely, utterly insane and having no like artistic cohesion at all.
You're
you know
crazy.
What I mean?
You're fucking. I think you're a fucking crazy person.
All right, fair enough.
You're acting like you jump into Sonic 1 and it's some sort of cohesive.
It is cohesive.
As you run across the map.
It's cohesive.
No, it's not. You're bonking off of TV screens and coins are shooting out of your asshole while you fly into strange spikes that are on the sides of walls for no reason, right? Like, there's rockets and flowers and weird bees and, I mean, I guess you could say in your mind it was more cohesive than Mario World. I mean, you could make your own argument that maybe it was more or less cohesive than Mario World, but this idea that like, no, you jump into Green Hill Zone, that shit just makes sense. Okay, you got these digital palm trees, coins are shooting out of you. You hit the TV screen and the spinny sign, and it's just like boom, gaming. And all the while, you can't even figure out how to get through the level because your guy's running into a wall, and you can barely jump, right? Like,
I guess what I meant was more like, as far as like a aesthetic vision, not necessarily gameplay, not necessarily like lore or any of that shit. All of that aside, aesthetically, it makes sense. Super Mario World, when you jump in, like, I'd love to have someone who's never played a video game play Super Mario World. They'd be like,
it's amazing.
What the hell is this? You're jumping. There's ghosts. There's these shitty ghost levels where you have to solve.
Super Mario World.
No, not in 1-1. But that's what I mean. Like as you move on, it has no consistency at all aesthetically whatsoever, other than the exceptional music. Gameplay wise, it doesn't really. You have to like solve these shitty puzzles in these ghost houses. You're jumping, but sometimes you can. And then you get this weird dinosaur. What's the dinosaur about? I guess I just mean like. At least Sonic is very straightforward and aesthetically comprehensive, whereas Super Mario World is real fucking weird and really feels like a lot of different ideas shoved together. And I'm not even talking about the gameplay, purely from a visual perspective. And that was sort of highlighted to me. And I don't even like Sonic that much. I know we've had this conversation before, but it was just like, I don't know why Super Mario World gets a pass when it's fucking weird game that doesn't actually make any sense artistically.
I don't even know if I can fucking talk to you right now.
See, this is why I thought it'd be spicy. I'm really not trying to start shit. Just like, I had fun playing Super Mario World. It's fun. And I was like, man, I just don't like this that much. I think it doesn't make any sense. It's not, I don't know why it gets a free pass for being so fucking out there. And again, I love Mario now. They've managed to bring it all together. It's not that good though.
Are you saying Super Mario World's not that good? That's your take on Super Mario World?
That's exactly. I'm saying it's a fun game. And it's a very important game, and it's a fun game to play. But artistically, it's not very good. It like looks not very good, and it makes no sense artistically. And again, say what you want about Sonic's gameplay. Visually and aesthetically, it looks incredible.
Super Mario World looks incredible.
It does. The first Sonic looks way better than the first Super Mario World, or the only Super Mario World, on every level. For whatever that's worth. Okay. And I know it came out after, and it's a totally different franchise, and it had like the value of years of build-up, but I don't know. I'd be curious. If you played Super Mario World tomorrow without your bias, would you not be like, what is this? What are all these ghosts? Why are there dinosaurs? What is this strange story? Why are there toad people?
I don't care.
Why
that
does
it's
it get a pass?
Strange. A pass on what? Being fucking weird? Sonic is fucking weird. It's a weird walking hedgehog out of nowhere.
It's cohesive.
The second level, you're in Roman lava ruins.
Yeah,
like,
but
where's the cohesiveness? How are the lava ruins in level 2 of Sonic less strange than a ghost house?
it's just I guess because it's like visually
I think it's
consistent.
because of your biases. You
I don't
need
have a bias.
to look inward at your own biases
That's what
and
I'm
your
trying to
own
tell you, man.
personal entitlement, right?
My entitlement.
I think they're both fucking weird.
They are both weird, admittedly.
I think they're
both
just
very weird.
both fucking super weird. Like, what is a Tails? Who knows? I know that's not Sonic 1, but, you know, you're just characters. Oh, he just spins his tail and flies around. Like, you know, both these games just do whatever the fuck they want, right? For the better.
I agree.
For the better.
I totally agree. Like, they're both very experimental and bizarre. And I'm not trying to say one's, like, more realistic, but I do think the first Sonic
kind of are trying to say
all of it is more visually cohesive than all of Mario. If you like to compare level to level,
I think
Mario,
it's more samey. Like, there's definitely less variety in the game than there is in Mario.
Well, it's more artistically consistent. Super Mario World feels like just a bunch of weird shit thrown together, and a lot of it works and a lot of it doesn't.
If there was ever a world where I thought Leo would be telling me the merits of a game being artistically consistent, I would say, no, that's not my Leo. That's not the Leo I know. Never. He would never he would never make that argument, because who cares about that if there's a fun, good game, right? And I don't know, you disappoint me, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. See, this is why I thought it'd be spicy, and you know what? I was right.
Yeah, you get to fight the same boss in every level. You know,
are you talking about Super Mario World?
No, I'm talking about these fucking Robotnik all the time. It's just like variations on a stupid.
Yeah, and I didn't even mean to bring up Sonic because it's not a great comparison point. I guess I just mean
you didn't mean to.
I mean, I did mean to, but I wasn't trying to make it. I wasn't trying to make it a comparison. I guess this is the last thing we'll say, and then we can move on, or that I'll say. You can say whatever you want. I think you should play Super Mario World again and recognize without your rose-colored glasses about what the Mario universe is. Play it as someone who knew nothing about Mario and knew nothing that universe, and play it and tell me it's not a bizarre, completely inconsistent, strange world that they've built.
I'm gonna get that.
Like, they didn't even bother to make it make any sense.
I'm gonna get that sick ass cape. The music's gonna be popping. I'm gonna start flying and do the little whoop whoop thing, and I'm gonna be loving it. I'm gonna be having so much fun.
No, it is fun.
Right? Like and then I'm gonna be like, oh, I got a smile on my face, and then that's all it's gonna take. And then I'll boot up Sonic, and I'll just hate getting through the first level because I don't know it by heart, so I can't run. I have to just sort of walk.
Suck at it.
It doesn't matter though. You know, like,
I mean, I have way more fun playing the first level of Sonic than the first level of Super Mario World.
Because you've memorized it.
Yeah.
I haven't memorized either.
It's called getting good.
I haven't memorized either level, and I'll say just picking up the controller for each one. There's one that you can play and one that you like just fail into, right? And and so yeah, I'll have a smile on my face. I'll be like, this is a good time. Music's popping. Music's popping.
Sonic.
No, yeah. And then you know, Super Mario World's just a better game.
It's
overall better music.
It's not. It's more important game for sure. The music's definitely not better. It's very good though.
It's definitely better, and it's their own music. It's not just stolen music.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't just take pop hits and digitize them. And
digitize them with the Genesis's sick ass sound design.
I mean, Mario music's
Mario music is amazing.
It's game music, right? Like, it's not just.
No, it's fucking awesome. Even the Ghost House, which I hate, as far as gameplay, the music is sick, but the gameplay is absolutely horrific. Like, it sucks so bad. Anyway.
Agree, disagree, I guess.
Now that we've alienated everyone.
Everyone. Yeah. No one wants to hear about this shit.
And that's even pre-97.
All right, I gotta mute you real fast.
That's the funniest part.
Let me mute you. All right, you're muted. Mario World is by far a better game than Sonic. Moving on to the next topic. You're back now.
What did you play?
So I played a lot of Splatoon 3.
Oh, yeah.
I think,
speaking of Nintendo.
Yeah, if you have a Nintendo fanboy.
Yeah, hey, so am I.
I do love it. I do love Nintendo. I'm so pumped for Mario, Super Mario Nintendo Land to open at Universal.
I can't wait to hear about that. I hope you can do some sort of live stream, because I would love to see it.
I'm super excited about it. Like, super excited. I love Nintendo. I love everything Nintendo.
Me too.
I couldn't love it more. So, I'm very excited. Uh, but so I played a lot of Splatoon 3. It's a lot like Splatoon 2. I
Yeah,
think it's a lot of fun. It's a great game. I love the stylishness of it. I love that there's no microtransactions in it.
that is nice.
Yeah, I think it's just they do a lot of things that are fun, right? There's one mode.
Nintendo doesn't really do microtransactions, do they?
No, not really. Not in their first
I just
party
thought
games.
about that. Like I've never really encountered that. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's a really great game. I thought 2 was a lot of fun, so this is fun in the same way. There's one mode I totally hate, which is disappointing to me because you can only play one mode in ranked at a time. Like it's on a schedule, like a calendar. So
Yeah.
it's like these are the 2 maps and this is the mode you can play for the next hour or something. And so basically for those that time is when I do single player because I just hate that mode so much. Um, but other than that, I really enjoy the game. Looks cool. It's fun. It's good looking for a Nintendo game. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Is there any sort of single player? I've never played any Splatoon game ever.
Yeah, so there is single player. There's a single player campaign. It's more like it's almost like Mario 3-esque or like Cuphead-esque, right? Where you like jump into these small it's basically like a big open world map and you need to go into these little like sewer grates that are different little small levels, like consumable levels you can do. There's a
Gotcha.
bunch. There's like 60 of them or something.
Nice. That sounds cool. Like
yeah.
little Breath of the Wild dungeons, kind of.
Kind of, and you unlock them as you go, right? Like you earn currency in one and use that to unlock different little areas and unlockables and consumables and stuff. So that's fun. There's stuff to do single player. There's also Salmon Run, which is like the horde mode, but that is online, right? It's 4-player co-op horde mode. What I did want to bring up about Splatoon though is so I have a Switch Lite, right?
Yeah.
Not a good system for Splatoon.
No,
Right.
I can't even imagine playing any kind of shooter on that console.
Yeah, and you really need to use motion controls in Splatoon.
Yeah.
It's kind of the agreed on-
I'm just imagining you fucking waving that Switch around.
yeah, trying to look at the screen while you like wiggle it away from yourself,
Just
right?
like, yeah, totally like rolling around in circles. Yeah.
So I was
love
like, I'm buying a new Switch, right?
Ooh.
Like I need one. Zelda's coming out soon. We just got a release date for Zelda.
Very excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. My wife's been traveling a lot, so I was just gonna use her Switch, but she's like, just get your own because this is mine, and I'm gonna be gone for weeks at a time.
Which is very fair.
Yeah, which is very fair.
Get your own, bro.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't need a whole Switch. Like, so I have my Lite, and I have like an old OG Switch that I got banned because I had modded it. Whatever, I don't really care. But like, I'm not worried about that one. But so I have a bunch of Joy-Cons. I've got extra dock. I've got everything I need. So I went on OfferUp and looked for like Switch console only or like tablet onlys, and I found some, but they're kind of expensive.
Yeah.
And then I saw a Switch, and it was $150.
Okay.
It
Seems
had
like a good deal.
Joy-Cons, but no charger or anything, and it had white Joy-Cons. Right?
Ooh.
You know what white Joy-Cons are?
No, I mean I understand the concept, but no. What are those from?
They're from the OLED Switch,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it was, that the Switch price was pretty cheap. Like I could see getting an
Yeah.
OG Switch for $150, right? But this was pretty cheap,
Yeah.
and it just said Switch, like it, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I messaged the guy and was like, "Hey, you still got this?" And he's like, "Yeah, could you meet up?" And I was like, "Sure." So I met him at Starbucks, and he tells me a story about I got extra Switches. I got two of these, right?
I just got a whole
Yeah,
truckload of them.
yeah. Or I got two. He's like, "Oh, I got two, and I needed to get rid of one for gas money or whatever." So I gave him his $150. I checked that it could go online and everything. And I'm pretty sure the Switch got stolen, right? Like I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
this is like someone else's Switch. I checked his OfferUp history. He's not like a habitual seller of electronics or anything.
Switches.
So, well, there's some people that have like very
Yeah.
lucrative accounts on OfferUp. So I wasn't like, okay, this is not. If someone was like selling a lot of stuff that looked shady, cell phones and all that, I would be like, I don't know. But my question to you is like, how much due diligence would you do in buying something that you think maybe is stolen or is likely stolen? Like, part of me is like, what can I even do? Like, do you buy something and then give it to the police or something? You know, I'm not giving it to the police, right? Like,
Yeah.
but it's
I
like,
love the idea of you calling the Los Angeles Police Department and be like, hey, I think I may have bought a stolen Switch. They'd be like, please don't ever call here again.
yeah, please leave us
Are you fucking
alone.
kidding me? Go away. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially in the lawlessness that is Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think it's an interesting question. I will say I don't give a shit if something's stolen. I mean, if I had like a kid's handwriting that said, please, mister, I want this back, you know, I'd probably give it back if it was like a toy, like a Switch. But what I'm really more interested in the fact is that you went to a public location to meet with someone
yeah,
to buy a Switch. Like, I cannot conceive of doing that ever.
why?
What did you like talk about when you showed up? You're like, hey man, it's me, Tony. I'm here to buy your Switch. Like, I can't even conceive of that conversation.
It's not even that. Like, so I met him at Starbucks,
Yeah.
right? And I just said, I'm the guy in this hat with glasses sitting at the table.
Yeah. See, already I'm like, I can't even imagine doing this.
And he's like, okay, I'm the dude with the neck tattoos and the tank top.
Naturally.
literally.
Yeah. I bet you look cool.
He looked so cool. And he walked in. I said, hey. He's like, okay, here it is. And I said, okay. I said, let me connect to the Wi-Fi and make sure it can connect to the eShop. He said, okay.
What if he just said no? Absolutely not.
I said,
you are not allowed.
I said, okay, move on. But, you know, I will say I've done enough, like, buying and selling online that, like, I'm very clear in how much money I'm going to give you
Yeah.
and what the process is going to be for handoff, right?
Yeah.
Like, I tell them ahead of time, I'll meet you at the Starbucks at this time. I'm going to check that the Switch, or is it okay if I check that it can go onto the eShop? And once that's good, we're good. Right.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing any of this.
And so, I mean, I think once you're clear about it and kind of clarify, like, what you expect in the handoff, like,
Yeah.
if anything goes awry, like, I've definitely walked out on deals where I was like, this doesn't feel right. You know, or someone doesn't show up, but they say, oh, I'm in the parking lot. And you're like, well, I'm inside. And they're like, well, come meet me out in the parking lot. And you're like, no. You know, like,
I'm in this alley.
is there something, right?
Behind the parking lot. Like, come on, it's cool.
Something weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
and so it's like, no, I park right in front of the store. You know, like, I'm not interested in, you know, there's parking right here.
No bullshit.
You can walk in, no bullshit. As soon as the bullshit meter goes off, I'm like, no, I'm out, you know. But it's pretty easy. I think as long as you are clear about your expectations, clear that there's going to be no, like, haggling at the transaction. You know, most people, fencing stuff, if it's stolen, if it's legit, most people are just trying to get a few bucks, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So as long as you got the money, like, no one's really, like, rude about it, or you know, it's usually pretty painless as far as the interaction goes.
Yeah, I guess I was just thinking, like, I'd rather spend $150 to get a brand new Switch on Amazon than have to, like, meet a person I don't know at a Starbucks.
And OLED is $350, bro.
Yeah, I think, yeah, even so.
Yeah, I mean, teach their own, you know.
Yeah,
for me.
exactly. That's why it's so interesting. I think it's awesome. It's just outside of my zone.
And buying is really easy. Selling sucks way worse than buying, right?
Yeah.
I sell a lot of stuff on there too, and selling's a fucking nightmare. Like, because everyone just flakes. Like, I'm at the point now where I won't even leave my apartment as a seller. Because luckily I live in an apartment building, so I can just be like, come to my address, and I'll come out to the front of the building, you know?
Yeah.
Because if it was a house, I probably wouldn't have them come to my house.
Yeah, you'd have to, like, meet him on the street corner.
Or, I mean, if it was at a house, I'd just meet him at Starbucks. Like, when I sold video cards, I sold them at Starbucks usually, or boba shops.
Yeah.
But you want somewhere with Wi-Fi. You want somewhere where people feel comfortable, like, Googling stuff and
Yeah. Where they can text their friends that, like, I haven't been murdered.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, you always want to make sure everyone feels comfortable with the transaction. I think that's the biggest thing too. Is like, anyone that wants to create a situation where someone might feel uncomfortable isn't someone you want to, like, interact with, right?
Absolutely.
So like, oh, I'm bringing my friend. It's like, your friend's not coming, right? Like, you know, like, that's not how this works. Like, so yeah, I bought a stolen Switch. I think it had Minecraft cart in it too. So if you want to copy Minecraft,
So it's definitely stolen. But is it an OLED?
yeah, it's OLED.
Nice. That's cool.
One of the
like it?
Joy-Cons doesn't work though. Well, it works, but the left thumbstick like push-in button doesn't work, so it's probably been dropped.
Yeah, probably
but-
dropped off a truck.
Yeah, probably. A good one. I'm gonna try and fix it though. I think what's good about having a cheap Switch you bought that's probably
Yeah,
sold
you don't
is
give a shit.
like, yeah, I'll unscrew all this shit. You know, like
Exactly. It's probably been done before.
yeah, what am I gonna do? Send it in for warranty? Like,
That's cool though. I do look forward to hearing more about the screen. Like,
yeah,
I
the
do kinda
OLED's
wanna get
nice.
one.
It looks good.
Yeah.
My only issue is like, it's funny they put the OLED on the Switch because it really, even in handheld mode, shows off some of the flaws in the Switch, right? Because the screen's so nice, and you're like, "Wow, this game kind of looks terrible."
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I was worried about. Like
Yeah.
the fidelities. Yeah, like when TV first went into to
Yeah.
HD, you're like, oh god, everyone looks so bad.
Yeah, but I needed something to play Breath of the Wild 2 on, anyways.
Oh,
Tears
totally.
of the Kingdom,
Or tears.
Tears. I mean, it seems like it's Tears, but
Who knows though?
if they say it's Tears of the Kingdom, I'm not buying it.
I bet you would still buy it.
Maybe, but I'll be upset about it because
Yeah.
that's the dumbest fucking name I could imagine. Like, what is?
Well, there's yeah. I agree, but I can't help but wonder all the like work that went into it. I'm sure they
I'm sure.
considered that the English spelling is two different versions. I bet they'll play into it a little bit.
I bet they'll play into it a little bit as well. I agree with that. Stupid Amazon. I just got a notice that Amazon delivered my package, and it's in front of my neighbor's house. It's a picture of my neighbor's door.
Nice. That's always fun.
Fucking morons. All right. But yeah, that's what I did. Stolen products, stolen goods. You gotta love it.
I do love it. I'm still trying to sell my Animal Crossing Switch, first generation, if anyone's interested, so I can get an OLED.
Ooh.
Hit me up.
I got an OLED. I'll sell you $200.
Just the No, I know your fucking OLED is. Get out of here.
And then the controllers work fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll sell it to you $200. It's so yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you know it's funny. I was at Disneyland the other day, and I have this Remy from Ratatouille that magnets onto your shoulder, and they don't
nice.
sell it anymore, I guess. And there are literally people at Disneyland asking to buy it off my shoulder.
Like, bro, I'll give you $5,000 right now, cash.
Not that much, but I look at eBay and they're like $60 or $70. I bought it for like $10.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't just wear this around Disneyland. Like,
Yeah, you're
someone's
gonna get fucking robbed.
yeah,
by a Disney person.
fucking Mickey's gonna jack me for this Remy, bro. Everyone loves Ratatouille.
I don't like Ratatouille, but
You didn't like the movie?
I don't like it that much.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it, yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
It's fine. I just don't get it. Like, why would pulling someone's hair control their body?
Jesus Christ! When did you become this person? Oregon has done something to you, Leo. Why are there
so many?
Why are there ghost houses in this Mario game? Why would you pull their hair?
I'm still such a whimsical, fun, childlike person.
Where'd he go?
There's a few examples.
Where'd he go? That's what I want to
They
know.
just tend to be the things you always bring up. But I promise you, I'm a lover of whimsy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you too. I think right now we're in an era where things are almost too whimsical, right? Like I'm just sort of over this like absurdist humor all the time, right? Like,
Yeah,
everything.
like Mario.
That was in the 90s, bro. I'm saying
Yeah,
now.
and
I'm
I
saying
actually
like,
love modern Mario.
I'm
So.
saying like contemporary absurdist humor. I think that's why I couldn't really get on into everything everywhere all at once. I'm just like,
Yeah,
I get it. You can just be as weird as fucking possible. Like, you don't even write a joke. You just be like, what if it was real weird? And you're like,
what if it was Ratatouille?
Yeah, what if it was Ratatouille? That's why I thought of it, because it is Ratatouille. Oh, did you watch the PlayStation showcase thing?
No, I did see the new God of War trailer though.
Looks sick,
Looks
right?
great. Yeah, I mean it looks like fucking super awesome.
When he shoots
Do you
the
think that'll
arrow
be
with
a-
the doggies, I was so
Yeah,
pumped. So
that
cool.
was amazing, and
Yeah.
it just like brings nighttime or
Yeah.
daytime. I can't
That
remember.
sold me all by itself. I'm like, I want to
Yeah,
shoot
that was a
arrow.
really smart. That was a smart choice to
Yeah.
put that in there.
I'll shoot the arrow
They
with
should
the
have
doggies.
started with that. Everyone just would have been like, done, pre-purchased.
Yeah.
Do you think that'll be a day one for you?
Probably. It's
Yeah.
funny because I sat on the first one for so long, like I never really played it, And then I played it. I'm like, wow, this game's like really incredible.
It's extremely incredible.
Yeah, it's funny because I tried the first one because we played it on like the Newegg stream.
Yeah.
And so I tried it for a little bit, but like, you know, playing it on those streams, you're not really paying attention. You're not really.
You got to
getting
really
into it.
sit down and put headphones on and like be willing to invest.
And well, yeah, I mean, just like anything, like your willingness to like emotionally attach to it is such a big part of it. Like, are you down to role play, right? I feel like that's the thing with everything. Like, are you down to role play? That's why I had so much fun in Medieval Times. That's why I love the new Star Wars ride. It's like, I'm down to like get into this and like feel it. And I think that's also why I hate scary things, because it's the same.
Yeah, because you're down and you feel it, and then you're like, oh god, this feels horrible.
Yeah, like, why did I accept this into my heart?
This is the wrong kind of RPG. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing game, and I don't know. I was like disappointed in myself for waiting so long to finish it, because I was like, this is like touching and like incredible, and like
it's a really pretty remarkable achievement in video games. I'd love to play it again on PC before it comes out.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
And the last thing I'd like to say about PC games is, man, I'm so stoked for Darktide.
Yeah.
For Vermintide in the 40K universe. Like, I think I told you, super invested in that universe and having so much fun exploring it. And I'm like, God, I cannot wait to play as like a psyker or getting a fucking bolter out and just killing hundreds and hundreds of
full scale
people.
Slaughter, bro. Like, it's gonna be so fun.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be so good. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped up too. And you know, like Vermintide too, when like the enemy numbers just start to swell on you and the music starts pumping and you're just like, it's all or nothing, man. You know, like, it's gonna be so good.
Vermintide is so cool. Like, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm just pumped up too. It's gonna be great. But all right, let's move into some game and movie trailers. What do you say?
Yeah,
we've already done the whole show.
Yeah.
It's been 40 minutes, but it's okay.
Well, hey, you know, it was focused on the past, so hey.
We got one game. We got some weird movies. You pick game or movies.
Let's start with game because there's only one.
Okay. Can you hear it?
Yeah. No, actually, but I already know what game this is. So.
You can't hear it?
I can't.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it your audio again?
I don't think so. I mean, I can hear you perfectly. Let's see.
But didn't you like turn it down last time?
Okay.
Hello.
I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, that's what's so weird about it.
Yeah. Oh, Abe.
Oh, Abe. All right. That means I gotta fix it before we go into movies. So.
While you fix that, did you ever play Abe's Odyssey? Did you ever get in any of those?
Oh, I know why. No. Yes. No. I thought they all looked kind of dumb. I'll be honest with you.
Damn. Writing off a whole franchise.
Are you sure you don't hear? Oh, it is my fault.
I know.
No, it's Discord's fault. It's like not pushing sound for some reason. All right, we're gonna watch this trailer again just to test the audio.
Let's do it.
Just because it's so good.
Such a good trailer.
It's not doing sound. There's something wrong.
Nope.
We couldn't stream the sound from your application.
Still not here. An enslaved race. Ugh.
It's on. Dun 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 dun. Perfect. Help! Dun dun pew pew pew.
Yeah, just do that. Just Tony Foley. That's all we need.
There's a fart at the end of that one too.
Oh.
I can't do the movie trailer, so that's gonna be too challenging.
That's a lot of work for one man.
Why isn't it pushing audio over?
Are you Googling, why isn't it pushing audio?
Sounds the worst. I mean, I'm just gonna say that.
It's weird, right? Like, you'd think it'd be so easy, but it's fucking absolutely not.
Yeah, it's... And just, like, the way sound just doesn't work, depending on the day, is fucking wild. Alright, let's try and share this again. I'm just gonna keep trying to share it over and over again and see if that kind of gets us where I need to be.
Yeah, just needs
I'm
to
gonna
be reminded.
lower the frame rate to 15 frames.
Maybe that'll help the audio.
Let's see.
All right.
We're gonna watch the trailer third. Nope. No audio. There's like a little exclamation point that pops up saying no.
It says, "Hey,
Well, hey, we didn't do what you wanted us to do.
hey, we're not doing that today." So, sorry.
Discord
doing
stream.
other
No,
stuff.
I'm googling. I'm gonna turn on the commercials page so that
While you Google it, I'm gonna tell a funny little story about Abe's Auto.
Okay.
So I grew up having an N64. That was my first console that was plugged into a TV. But I remember staying at my friend James's house, and he had a PlayStation. And I've always been one of those kids that always like stayed up later than everyone and was the first to wake up. So I spent a lot of time like killing time while everyone was still sleeping. And he had a PlayStation 1, and I busted it out, and I played probably like 2 hours of the first Metal Gear Solid, which was absolutely mind-blowing to me as a child in 98 or 90 it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I also played Abe's Odyssey, and it was cool to see like full motion video and pre-rendered backgrounds and all the stuff that the N64 just didn't do. I remember just getting all of that in one dose at like 4 a.m. at my friend's house when I was a kid. Pretty exciting times.
That sounds pretty exciting. I never really got to play those games. I think I tried once. I remember not liking the movement in it because it's got that kind of like
clunky, slow, deliberate. Like you press X and he jumps super far.
Okay. All right. I'm losing you for a sec, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. You here?
I'm here.
I changed the audio subsystem.
That sounds like some Star Trek shit.
Yeah, I'm really fucking
Real scientist over here.
still didn't work. Well, I can't do movie trailers if there's no audio.
Yeah, I guess we could just watch them and make our own audio, but
No, I'm very concerned about that. Okay. What in the world could be doing this? How could you do this to me?
I just imagine you searching that.
Found a
How could you do this to me? Discord. Is it Discord? That's the issue?
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Well, it's probably some sound control panel somewhere. Let me close every other application.
It's Windows.
I've
Being
ever.
a dick.
I mean, sound is just bad on every. Like, I wish there was a good solution for making audio work correctly, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Let me exit. I'm exiting like every application I've ever opened before.
Do you think people running Mac operating systems are just like laughing at us right now?
No, they hate audio too.
Okay, good. That makes me feel better.
There's a few different solutions for audio on Macs, but you still run into the same general audio issues. I think it's because I have a sound, like a volume controller.
Well, it's really running double duty.
No, I think it's
making
like
it-
not being recognized for some reason, and I feel like that's part of the problem here. Like it's a driver issue or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I bet it's because of my Switch.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Nintendo. They're
Well-
mad because you bought a stolen Switch.
Yeah.
So they're shutting down the whole stream.
They're shutting everything down. You know, it's. Oh god. Oh god. Do you ever have your computer just start telling you that like USB devices are being plugged and unplugged rapidly, and you're like, I don't know what is happening here?
Yeah, it's the worst. Or like a lot of times where I'll play a game because I have my TV hooked up to my computer, it'll just randomly be like, switching your TV now. It's like, why? I didn't tell you to. And go bloop bloop. I hate that shit.
What is going on here? I don't even know what's happening anymore. I don't even know.
Well, I think we should either watch the trailers without sound, maybe save them for some other time.
Yeah, we'll save them for next time. We've gone 48 minutes, so it's not like this is a short show after all of our arguing about Mario and listening to me try and troubleshoot audio problems.
Well, I think it's a fun peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, trailers are a bit whatever anyway today.
They weren't like the most exciting trailers of the 90s.
No, I'll read you the list of them, actually.
That actually sounds fun. Maybe read me the title. I'll try and predict the name of the movie very quickly. Or the plot of the movie very quickly.
Okay, give me just a second. I gotta pull up the doc. We'll skip the first one. You might know some of these. Oh my god, my computer is going fucking haywire right now.
It's going into meltdown mode.
Now, like, my mouse and keyboard keeps disconnecting because I was pulling stuff out of the back. Going All the Way.
Ooh, that sounds like a coming-of-age sexual tension story.
Let me find the plot. Two young men return home to Indianapolis after serving time in the Army during the Korean War and search for love and fulfillment in Middle America during the conservative 1950s.
Fuck?
I hope so, because it's all-star cast.
Of course they do.
Jeremy Davies, Ben Affleck, Amy Locane, and Rachel Weisz.
Ooh, I love her.
And Rose McGowan.
Wow.
Both similar hotties, to be honest with you, in that era, right? Like the dark-haired kind of...
Well, Rose McGowan had red hair, right?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess you could say it was red. It was dark. Like, it wasn't, like, bright red. At least not in this
I guess
film.
I'm just thinking of her in Charmed.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Charmed. All right, the next movie, you would know this movie, L.A. Confidential.
Oh, yeah. Fun little throwback film noir. Who's in that? Russell Crowe?
Kevin Spacey, Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, James Cromwell, David Strathairn, Kim Basinger, and Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's quite a cast. Quite a 90s cast.
Quite a 90s cast. Then we
Who
have
directed that?
Curtis Hanson.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Then we have a film called In and Out.
Oh, that's with Kevin Kline. I don't know anything about it, but I'm pretty sure it's like a weird, shitty romantic comedy. Make fun of marriage, I want to say.
Yes. Everyone's excited about our... Okay, Howard Brackett's a well-liked English teacher living a quiet life in a fictional town with his fiancée and a fellow teacher who recently lost 75 pounds. The town is filled with anticipation over the nomination of Howard's former student as Best Actor in the Academy Awards for his portrayal of a gay soldier in To Serve and Protect.
Wow, is that a reference to All the Way?
Yeah, Cameron receives the award and in his acceptance speech thanks Howard, Kevin Kline, and says that he's gay. So he tries to tell everyone he's straight, but everyone says, no, you're gay. And that's the whole...
hence in and out of closet.
That's the whole movie. Like, what if people thought you were gay?
What can you imagine?
Yeah.
How would you survive?
It would ruin your life. The next film was called A Thousand Acres.
Oh, that sounds like someone inherits and tries to create a new life in a middle America farm town.
So this is Michelle Pfeiffer, Jessica Lange, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Colin Firth, Keith Carradine. A prosperous farmer in Iowa decides to retire and split his acres of land among his three daughters, Ginny, Rose, and Caroline. Ginny and Rose happily accept the lucrative agreement to live and work on the farm, but Caroline abandons farming for a law career in Des Moines and refuses to take part in the deal.
I'm going to the big city. Fuck you guys.
I'm going into town, Pop.
I'm going to be a cosmopolitan girl.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk. That's rude. This is the trailer I wanted you to see. It's for a film called Wishmaster.
Oh, I love Wishmaster.
Yeah.
Genuinely. It's a hilarious, wonderful, hilarious horror movie.
Yeah, the trailer looked very funny.
It's awesome.
So you know the plot of this one, but we will watch these trailers next week. So, or at least Wishmaster. I don't know.
Gotta at least watch Wishmaster.
The rest seem kind of whatever, but we'll definitely watch Wishmaster. And maybe the one with Rose McGowan, just because, I don't know.
we gotta talk about Rose McGowan.
That's primetime Rose McGowan, and I'm all in. Right? Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here, Leo? Other than my shit being broken today?
No, hey, sometimes things break. I will say, go play Super Mario World and then play the first Sonic and tell me which one seems a little more artistically cohesive.
What is this artistically cohesive thing you're talking? I don't know, man.
Hit me up.
Where should they hit you up, Leo?
Oh, actually, nowhere. Hit Tony up, and then he'll tell me about it.
Thank you guys so much for listening today. Sorry for the technical issues. I would say I'll have them fixed next week, but who knows? You know?
Yeah.
Soup heads, we love you. Thank you guys, and have a good weekend.